with the first vampire video. I am so in love with this gameplay pack. I can't even tell you guys, it is absolutely amazing. I mean, for someone like me, a vampire freak, there's nothing better that could have happened. And I've literally just, I'm so in love with it. So, for sure, the first thing I did was create my vampire sim, but I didn't make a video about it because it's not that exciting. But the second thing I did was build a house for her. And for sure, what house do you build for a vampire? You build the Bran castle. You know, the one in Transylvania with Dracula and, you know, the one at the top of the mountains. Which brought me to my first real task because we don't have mountains in the Sim 4. But I mean, I kinda tried to create the effect of the mountains with all those, you know, scaled up stones. And I think it's okay. I think you get it, you know, you get the concept of the house being, you know, on a hill. And yeah, it's okay, you know, it's okay. For the actual gameplay, it doesn't change anything, but I really wanted it to look as close to the castle as possible, and I think it's okay. I also did this little bridge thing for the entrance. In real life, it's way longer, but well, we're in The Sims, and there are not too many lots in the new city, in the new area of The Sims. I thought there would be more. I mean, it's one free lot, one with a house in it that is not, you know, where no Sim lives in, and then I think 3 more houses where already we have Sims living in there. So this is the only free lot, and it is quite big, but it's not the biggest one. And I didn't want to kick the Sim out of the biggest lot out of his house like instantly, because I really want to see everything new in the gameplay. So I also want to see the Sims that actually live in those houses. Anyways, I tried my best, and with the roof, I really tried to, you know, create the feeling of a castle with all of those really, you know, high up rooftops, and they're really pointy and everything is just dark and black and yeah, quite oh my god, I don't even know the English word. In German we say grufti. It's like pretty dark and fitting for a vampire, but anyways, here I try to, you know, create the concept that the house, the firmament of the house is really in the stones and in the mountains, and no free spot and no balcony because the vampires can't go out, you know. Already when I was building the house, you know, and you get into the life mode pretty quickly, it was already taking her mood down, and it was already like, you need to get out of the sun because you'll burn. So it's quite accurate to the, you know, concept of vampires as we kind of know them, you know, from Dracula and a lot of cinematic other movies. But I like it, and I also started playing a little bit because I wanted to test out the house if everything was working. I always do that, and I couldn't resist playing with her already. I wanted to test out the vampires, and it's super cool. And like, I let her go into the house and started playing, and after 2 seconds there was already another Sim vampire in my house. He just came flown in and appeared in a black cloud of smoke, And then he just sat there with me, chilled, and watched some TV. And I found it so funny that they can just literally teleport into your houses. Maybe because I haven't locked the door yet, because I just started playing, but it's just super funny, you know, you just do your sim stuff, you let them do what they want to do, and then suddenly there's another sim in your house. But I already had my first vampire lesson from him, so that was kind of cool too. Um, maybe, maybe there's a lot more stuff to it. I need to figure that out. But as always, I didn't really have time to play, uh, work and stuff. But I will. I will, because it looks so cool and super interesting. And my vampire is a very family friendly vampire, and her biggest dream is to have a big vampire family. So I can't wait to see what happens when two vampires get a baby. I mean, does it get a vampire baby, or is it a normal baby, or is the toddler a vampire then? It would be so cool to figure out. I'm so excited. I don't know if you can tell, but I really love this gameplay pack. I can't wait for it. Now, if we get the pets, the rumored pets this or next year, I hope this year, then I'm gonna be really happy again with The Sims. Like, those were the things that I really needed: toddlers, pets, and vampires, or supernatural creatures in over all. Ah, I don't know. I lost the words again. I'm sorry. But anyways, back to the build. In the first room after the entrance, we have a living room, and I kind of separated Lodge for the fireplace, and it's like a small library. I really wanted to make this house like an old vampire would live in there. Thousands of years old, and with a taste of a 1,000-year-old vampire. So we have this really nice fireplace, and we have statues and candles everywhere, and bookshelves and brown and dark colors just everywhere, all around the house. Like I would imagine a vampire living. First, I thought of making everything out of stone, but oh, those wall things, they're amazing. You can crack up your own walls and make them look like a mess. Like, this is so cool. And the spider webs and everything, I just love it. This is such a great idea. Like, I'm so grateful that they finally invented something like decorative that is more than just a picture to hang up on a wall, and it's always the same picture because you don't like the other ones, and you can just try around and test around a little bit. I love it. I hope that they will bring in more of these stuffs, because it gives your house more personality, because you can make those little details, and then maybe you don't need to download so much custom content if they do stuff like that. And also give us the function back of the Sim 3 where you could just dye everything the color you wanted it to. But back to the stony look, I first wanted to make everything out of stone, but I thought I want to play with her in it, and I want it to be a little, like, nice. So I decided to make everything brown and out of wood, and instead of stone and cold and, quite unfriendly. But maybe I'll build that too, but for another sim, not for mine. In the living room, I know we're past the living room, but I put a lot of stuff in there that she can use, like instruments and a chess game board, so she won't get bored because there's no TV down there. The kitchen is also divided into a kitchen part and a dining area part, and the kitchen is quite big. It has a lot of counters, and I don't even know why, because when I built it, I realized that vampires don't eat. So I haven't tried it yet in the gameplay, but I don't think that she will get down to the stove and cook herself a nice chicken teriyaki. So I'm not sure yet why I put in this huge kitchen, but I like it. Maybe she gets a butler one day that's a human or a human servant or slave, human slave. Yeah. Or she gets a kid and it's a normal kid. I don't know. I don't know how it works yet. So maybe she gets a normal kid and then she needs to cook for the kid. That's why it's quite okay that there's a kitchen in a vampire household. Or maybe she'll just meet some friends and someone will move in or stay over. So there's always a reason to have a kitchen. But I tried to make it look old and, have this oven that's still like a real fireplace and everything's dark and black and out of wood. And then we have this huge dining area. I just imagine this huge room, with a lot of place and just this immensely huge table for when guests come over. Or maybe, do you know the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns is a vampire and he invites the Simpsons episode, not the Sims episode, where he invites them for dinner and then they sit in this huge area, in this huge dining room, and he just invites them because he wants to eat them. That's how I imagine this room to be like. I don't think that my vampire sim will be that bad, but who knows? It would be so much fun to see, what happens when they bite someone. I really haven't tested out too much yet, so I don't know how I'm gonna play her, if I'm gonna make her good or bad, but I want to leave all the opportunities open. When you build a house like that, you have so much room for gameplay. I mean, the dining room could be that big for friends or for food. And I mean vampire food. So you never know. You never know. But I'm going to leave everything open to my imagination. And if I want to switch the plot, first she's bad and then she turns good, then I'm just going to do that. Maybe. That's the sleeping room, and there are no windows because she's a vampire. She needs to sleep at the day, and there shouldn't be too much light in there. Also, I love the coffins. I love the coffins. They're great, and I bought the most expensive one because why not? Why not? I could afford it. I really used a lot of money cheats on this house because I just wanted to build whatever I wanted to build and put all my wool cracks and spider webs wherever I wanted them to be. And I tried to make this little altar here because obviously she's a vampire. She lived 1,000 years, so she already lost a lot of family, and she has those really old pictures on the wall of her family members and this huge picture of herself, because that's just what you do as a vampire. You put a huge picture of yourself above or next to your coffin so everyone will know that you are sleeping there. I don't know what I'm talking about. This area is a little more modern, because I thought I need to give her everything that a sim would need, which is a computer and something for her entertainment and her fun time and her workouts. So I made this really small office in this area where she has a computer and some bookshelves, and then here we have the fireplace again, because obviously in this old house there's no usual heater. She has to heat with a fireplace, and I put in a few sports tools and a TV and everything that she needs to have fun in case she gets bored. And that is basically it for the build. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!